Hey y'all, it's Carrie. Welcome back. For today's Make It Monday, we're gonna make this. Let's get started.
Here's where we wanted to hang the rack. It's at the bottom of our stairs and we already have our pantry space there too. We used 2.5 feet of 1/2 inch galvanized pipe, 2 1/2 inch elbows, 2 3.5 inch pieces, and 2 1/2 inch floor flanges. The board is a leftover shelf from the pantry that we built, and it's a 2x10 that we had stained. Here Sam is just putting all the pieces together and making sure that the floor flanges are even with the board. The hangers that we used are actually from a couple bungee cords. We just took the S-hooks off and they worked out perfectly. Since this rack would be holding a lot of weight, Sam measured over and used the stud finder to make sure that he found the studs before screwing it into the wall. So here he's measured on the board and he's marking where he wants his pilot holes to go. Make sure that you drill pilot holes so it doesn't split the board. After he made his pilot holes, he used a 1/2 inch drill bit to countersink the screws. Ideally, you'd use a drill press for this, but sometimes you use what you got. He's not drilling all the way through the board, he's just drilling down far enough to where the screw head will be below the surface of the wood. After we made sure it was level, we went ahead and added the screws. We ended up using cabinet screws because they're stronger, they hold more weight, and they have a bigger screw head so they won't rip through the wood as easily. After he got them all screwed in, he went back with the screwdriver just to make sure they were in there really good. After we got the board finished, it was finally time to add the rack. We made sure it was good and level before we started drilling into the board. While Sam held the rack in place, I drilled a couple pilot holes through the flanges into the board. Next, I added a couple screws and Sam finished from there. Once again, he used a screwdriver to hand tighten the screws to make sure they were really in there good. So there we go. There's our cookware rack. I love the way it looks, and I love the way it fits in our pantry. This is so much better than having to pull all of my pans out of the oven every time I need to cook. To me, this is perfect.